It was another historic week at the White House. Let's break it all down in the MAGA Minute. President Trump showed the world what American strength looks like when he stood up for the American people to President Zelenskyy during their meeting in the Oval Office. Massive corporations announced new investments and jobs in the United States. Following President Trump's 10% tariff on China, Apple announced it will spend more than $500 billion and hire 20,000 American workers over the next 4 years. Pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly announced an investment of $27 billion to build 4 new manufacturing plants in the United States. On the border, the administration has officially deported more than 50,000 illegal immigrants from our country, a 627% increase in monthly arrests under Joe Biden. Mexico also extradited 29 vicious and violent cartel criminals to the United States to face their long-awaited justice. And the president signed an executive order to make the prices of medical services more transparent, unlocking huge healthcare savings opportunities for you, the American people. And lastly, we took a historic step towards restoring your trust in the mainstream media by saying the White House Correspondents Association is no longer going to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office and fly on Air Force One. New media is traveling with the president, covering this president. It was a great week, and we'll see you next time for the MAGA Minute.
I was murdered.
You were murdered. Okay, you obviously weren't murdered because you're alive and you're basically intact. You weren't murdered, buddy.
So, when you come to our country, you respect us as other countries would expect respect from us, okay? You're here shaking us respect, okay? That's 150% I voted for. You heard me? Just because I don't want to skip a beat. I want to make sure that you know. A majority of Americans voted for that. There was some dude crying online that we asked why he's not wearing a suit. Well, why isn't he wearing a suit? Okay? Men's Warehouse has BOGO deals all the time. Get it together.
A new leader in town, and Zelenskyy did not expect for Donald J. Trump to not be like Biden and every other politician that has bent the knee, kissed the ring, and donated billions of dollars every single time he's shown up on his airplane and landed in Washington, D.C. That was a masterclass on how you handle negotiations. Donald Trump wants the end of the war, and he made it known. You're going to do as we say, or if not, come back when you're ready for peace. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about that interaction. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, but let's get right to it.
What? No words.
See the way Trump talks to Zelenskyy? That's what we've been missing. That's what I voted for. That's what I've been looking for. Somebody talking with their chin. Who you talking to? It's America. You better be humble when you walk up in here, making demands. Who you think you talking to?
Zip it.
You can't even...
Zip it. Zip.
Look,
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Exhibit A.
Number 2, would you please back me up?
Look, I'm Zippy Longstockings.
I can't...
When a problem comes along, you must zip it.
I can't believe they're gonna do it. Oh, and I love this. This is my favorite part. We both agreed to visit each other's nations. That's right. President Donald Trump is going to go to Russia. You know who else went to Russia? Ronald Reagan went to Russia. So before you allow the media to propagandize you, Ronald Reagan visited Russia. That's right. I think Vladimir Putin should sit down for a long interview on the Charlie Kirk Show. I think Vladimir Putin should sit down with a long interview with Joe Rogan. And this is President Trump delivering not just on a campaign promise. This is above and beyond. This is Nobel Peace Prize stuff.
And the liberals are going to freak. So make sure you subscribe so you do not miss these videos when Donald Trump does go over to Russia or Putin does show up to Washington, D.C. Because, you know, dictator, bending the knee to Putin. You know it's all going to happen. But this is how you get peace. This is how you transform the world. And you make America safer and you put America first as you talk to those that you think are your enemy. And you try to make sure that they know the demands the United States has. And for liberals to want to say, do not talk, that's how you shut down democracy. That's how you shut down progress.
And it was incredibly tense in that room, and things turned bad and bitter very quickly because, unfortunately, President Zelenskyy refuses to recognize the pragmatic reality about the war that his country is facing. This war has been going on for years. His countrymen are dying. And most of all, President Zelenskyy failed to recognize that he's walking into the Oval Office with a new sheriff in town. And that sheriff is Donald Trump. And he is a peacemaker in chief. He wants this war to end, and he understands that his people, the American people, are sick and tired of footing the bill for this war to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars. And so it's very unfortunate for the Ukrainian people and for President Zelenskyy that he walked in with this mindset of give from the American people without much gratitude for what the American people have done for his country over the past few years.
Why do people think there's something wrong with you?
I just tell the truth. And telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies.
Kids told me I own every board game except one. I had no clue.
I just bought a thought-controlled air freshener. My wife thinks it's dumb. But it makes a lot of sense if you think about it.
I voted for this. I voted for this. I voted for that. I also voted for that. I voted for anything that will clean up the government's waste, fraud, and abuse. Anything Doge does to make this government more efficient and less bloated, yes, give it to me. Let's call it the Doge Act. Any kind of Doge Act to create Republican-led government efficiency, sign me up.
We're realizing now this is the first time Zelenskyy has had a conversation with a leader. He was so used to walking in, so disrespectful in borderline pajamas, demanding billions of dollars, never saying thank you, and literally walking out because we had someone in charge that was obviously not competent and clearly maybe even didn't know what was going on. You don't have the upper hand here, and not only that, yeah, maybe you should say thank you to Americans, considering we've given you hundreds of billions of dollars, and a lot of people in this country not only don't agree with sending money there, they don't agree with the war. That is our money at the end of the day. We would probably rather help people that were affected in Hawaii, affected by the hurricanes. Look at how much California is burned to the ground. So yeah, this was great to see. And let's not forget that he was campaigning against Trump because he knew with Biden in charge, he would be getting unlimited money with no questions.
Oh, and that's the big story right there is Trump's in charge. There's a new sheriff in town. Zelenskyy showed up in pajamas expecting for a different outcome of just money being thrown his way, and we're going to give you weapons. We're going to fight against Vladimir Putin, the evil guy. But instead, it was you knew you flew into Washington, D.C. to sign a minerals deal, and then you left with nothing.
This Cheeto nugget is literally building a gold card for the rich people to come into our country, but no one else. Jay, are you okay? All right. Claps for everyone that voted for him if that's what you wanted, because great job being an American. Great job.
So can someone just do it? Can someone just do it? Just do it.
Look at me right here. We all know it needs to be done, right? If I do it, are y'all going to convict me? Because somebody got to do it.
We were on this line, and we were instructed that allies could come and stand on this line to remind other white people that this is a space for black people.
You know, black spaces are important and that they should be enjoyed by black people, for black people. And that's not our job to be interested in there. That's not our space. Our space is to help hold the line.
We're here to stand as a physical monument in order to represent the idea that it should be safe.
Segregation was only made officially illegal less than 60 years ago. And some of y'all still don't believe in systemic racism.
I hear people here screaming Viva Mexico, but they don't want to live in Mexico.
I actually don't want to answer your question.
I begged you guys not to vote for him. I told you he was gonna take my VA, and y'all told me I was crazy and didn't listen, and I can't work. I need my disability and my health care, I'm going to end up on the street, and then I'm probably going to go to jail because they want to criminalize homelessness. So how is it that I go overseas and I fight for you, and then you voted that monster in, and now I'm going to probably go to jail because they want to criminalize me for being poor? Why would you do that? Why?
We cannot watch them take people. We cannot stand idly by. We can't stop at yelling, La migra. Please don't watch this happen to people. Please.
If you enjoyed today's video, let me know by smashing that thumbs up button. It also allows YouTube to know that you enjoyed the content as well, so that others get to see how crazy of a world we live in when it's ran previously by woke progressive liberals. It's pretty straightforward. Even Zelenskyy got that memo because he came over to the Oval Office thinking he was dealing with Biden, but forgot there's a new sheriff in town who told you that he wanted peace, told you wanted to end the war. You came thinking that you can, smug your way through this by showing up without a suit on in your pajamas, which are your, fighting garb, and you're going to keep it on until this war is over, which for you want it to be never, as you can tell, because the money train will come to an end. You didn't hear what you wanted from Donald J. Trump, but you came over knowing that you were supposed to be signing a minerals deal, talking about peace. All you do is show up, sign the deal, sit in the Oval Office, thank the United States of America, talk about wanting peace. You might have gotten peace done that day, but you could at least talked about it. But instead, you wanted to argue, you look small, you mistreated us, and I think American people are going to start seeing what's really going on in this situation. There's a lot more to it, we understand that, but you want to know what? Show a little respect. That's all we're asking for. You treated the president incorrectly, and he is who we voted for, to stand up to that kind of stuff, to end these wars, to put America first. Putting America first means ending the funding to the Ukraine-Russia war. That's simple. Peace, get it done. Worked on it with Israel, Palestine, still an ongoing problem, but wanted to end that matter as well, end the war in Ukraine and Russia. So you knew that, and instead we ended up with you coming and thinking you're going to get a different outcome because you were able to push around the Biden administration. You're able to push around, the Congress, because you want to know what? They're so used to it. The last 4 years has just been a gravy train, right? Leave me comments below. Let me know what you think about the situation that happened yesterday. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Put the comments below. Like always, I will comment back to as many as I possibly can, but we are living in crazy times, and thank goodness we got Donald J. Trump in office, because where would we be if that situation was with Biden? Just think about that for a second. Where would we have been if that was Biden and Kamala sitting in that Oval Office and he came in there? We just would have gave more billions of dollars, right? More military equipment, ramped it up. But no, it needs to come to an end. And the exit ramp sometimes is a little hard to find. I think that's what they're struggling with. How do you exit off? Because I don't think Zelenskyy has an idea of what would happen. Because there'll be elections, things would change rapidly. The thoughts of him might change. He's trying to go off properly, but leave me comments below what you guys think. Also, thank you guys so much for all the support. Like always, in the description below is all the links to social media for me more. There is a super thanks there as well, and a PayPal. Help donate to the channel. We're going to continue to put out quality content for you guys, and we're going to start putting out some great content leading up to 2026 as the midterms. We need to crush the midterms as well. You guys are the best like always, but just like that, today's video is over, and I will see you guys on the next one.